Hey everybody, welcome back to the Still You podcast / YouTube channel. Today we're doing a quickie breakdown of the Enneagram Type Twos. These are some of the most loving and generous people that you will ever meet. Word. But beneath the generosity is a deep longing to be needed. So today we're just going to break down what actually drives the type 2 personality. But first, as you've heard already, 2026 is the year I get closer to my goals for this channel. So if you could be a sweet little peach and subscribe and like for future videos, also comment your thoughts below. All right. So, what exactly powers this sweet and spicy soul, as I like to call them? They're also known as the helpers of the Enneagram, which you probably have heard of already. They are the caring, interpersonal types who are generous, demonstrative, and people-pleasing and possessive. Type 2s are also warm, people-focused, emotionally intelligent, and driven by a deep desire to be loved and needed. They have this sixth sense for somebody who needs a hug, a casserole, or just an overdue girls' night, which is me all the time. But because they're generous and emotionally intuitive, and also, like I just said, occasionally a little bit possessive, but we're going to put a pin in that. What is their core motivation? This is what drives their actions and decisions. The type 2's core motivation is if I help enough people, surely I will be loved in return. Because their basic desire is to feel loved, which, quick disclaimer on that, everybody wants to be loved and to be wanted. But for the type 2, the key difference here is that that's the reason behind their actions and motivation. And that's what we need to remember here. It's okay to be loved and needed and wanted. But this all sounds like really noble and really innocent, right? And also like really cute. Like this little puppy that you're staring at in the dog pound, or like the plot of a feel-good Christmas Hallmark movie. But let's be real here. It's also the emotional foundation of that one friend who gets quietly furious when no one notices they stayed up all night making custom party favors. And also twos have what we like to call this emotional LASIK. They can see right into your needs before you've even admitted them to yourself. They spot needs like snipers. They've essentially brewed the tea, pulled up the really good Brene Brown quotes, dimmed the lights, but the twist here, their own needs are often buried under a couple of blankets, a pile of obligations, and at least one passive aggressive text, okay? Because you guessed it, their basic fear is being unloved and unwanted. So at their best, they are radiant beams of warmth. They're compassionate, intuitive, and impossibly generous. And twos are either the most genuinely helpful to other people, or when they are less healthy, they are most highly invested in seeing themselves as helpful. They genuinely believe that their helpful nature, or going out of their way for others and denying their own needs, is the most meaningful way to live. They are the emotional glue in their communities or family, or the friend who remembers your dog's birthday. And of course, we need more selflessness and thoughtfulness in this world, which is why we love our type 2s. When they are healthy and in balance, they are truly loving, helpful, generous, and just genuinely considerate. And people are just drawn to them like bees to honey. It reminds me of one of my friends, Brittany, who sends out literal birthday cards to our friends. Like, who still does that anymore? But type 2s, they enliven those around them through the way they appreciate them, or giving others that soft, fuzzy feeling in their soul, and being loved and appreciated in ways that people did not know could exist. They truly represent that good parent that everyone imagines or wishes that they had had. They truly show us the way to be more open and vulnerable and to be deeply and richly human. However, like all types, they still have a shadow, and baby, we'll get there in another video. But a quick little breakdown. They struggle with pride, denial, and an unconscious habit of becoming way too involved in other people's business. But to them, it's lovingly, of course, right? Does that remind you of anybody? They are the manipulators to get their own emotional needs met because type twos see themselves as helpful and selfless. Exploring their darker sides is contradictory to their ego. So it can be incredibly difficult for them to open those doors and get the help that they need. So type 2s are also part of the heart triad. And with the type 2, if you don't know what I mean by triads, you can listen to episode 2. I believe it's episode 2 of the podcast, where I break it all down. But type 2s, 3s, and 4s reside in the heart triad. And all of these types have immense fear of worthlessness in their own unique ways. They all wrestle with that shame and fear, but type twos, they mask their insecurity with relentless helpfulness. They often believe that if they stop giving, the love will stop flowing. Cue the panic. And that panic has them disintegrating into their unhealthy level. So the ego of the two says to put others first, be selfless, be helpful and generous whenever possible. Because as we know, they believe that is the way in which they can receive and be worthy of love. But as a type 2 breaks through that illusion and connects with their authentic self, actual magic happens. If this gave you the language for your inner work, please stick around for future videos because I'm going to break down more of the type 2, the shadow work that they need to do, helpful tips and tricks, their light side, healthy, unhealthy, all of that, the childhood patterns, you name it, it's coming up. You can also find this full episode in my channel or wherever you get your podcasts. And again, please subscribe for more Enneagram insight and listen to future episodes where we explore what it really means to stay connected to who you are. So until next time, stay grounded, stay super weird, and don't stop being you. This is the Still You podcast. Until next time, peace out.